Movement. Put a box around your definition here, and put a box around this definition as well. Movement, a principle of design that refers to the arrangements of parts in a drawing to create a slow to fast, those are your key words right there, slow to fast, flow of your eye through the work of art. It's created with diagonals, curves, and rhythm. Rhythm is a subcategory of movement, and rhythm is a type of movement in which, rhythm is a type of movement, Rhythm, a type of movement in a work of art, often by repeating shapes or colors. So in this space, I want you to create movement with rhythm. And you can have more than one of these elements of art in each of your drawings. Or you can have more than one of these ways of creating movement. This one has a repetition of cylinders drawing your eye. They're also at a diagonal, and they also have a little bit of curve, but it's not a strong curve. This one creates movement with a repetition. Also has a little bit of an angle in each one of those triangles. That also helps create movement. This one has movement with repetition and rhythm. Repetition and rhythm are the same thing. It's created by repeating the elements of or repeating an element of art. It also has a curve for the axis line, and the axis line is the overall movement of a work of art. And because they're circles, it also has curves. Movement is created in this piece by a repetition of rhythm here, organic shapes, and it has two big diagonals here on the axis line. So that's also using all three. This one is only using rhythm. It's a repetition of these vertical lines. There's no curves and there's no diagonals. This is a repetition, a rhythm of cubes. Go ahead and draw an example in this space of rhythm. Make sure you fill the entire frame. Movement can also be created with diagonals. This is an example of diagonal lines with arrows on them creating movement. This one has a diagonal axis line like this. It also has rhythm. And this is a really good example of diagonal, the stairs, and also has curved bodies, and it has rhythm. And the last one on our list here is create movement with curves. We've got two examples here of spirals. I want you to look at these and decide for yourself which one do you think has more movement. If you think it's this one, I want you to point to the windows in the back of the room. If you think it's this one, I want you to point to the chalkboard in the front of the room. This one has more movement because it has organic lines. Both of them have curved lines, but this one has more movement because it's curved lines with organic lines. This one has curved lines, lots of movement in there. This one has repetition. It also has diagonals, and the overall axis line is a curve. Go ahead and draw your example here of movement with curved lines.